We'd like to welcome you to Detroit Radio today. We have a very special guest. I think he has some very interesting topics. A brother that's been putting in work most of his life out here, and he's going to tell you more about himself today. His name is Wayne Birch. Wayne, I want everyone out there to know your story and why it's so interesting and unique, and why you chose to go the route that you took in life.
Well, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, from College Park to be exact, the south side of Atlanta. And, I always played sports. I played every sport: football, basketball, baseball, ran track, played golf. And I guess I kind of got into that golf. My dad played golf, I had a uncle who played in the NFL, and he played golf. So I was introduced to the game early, the game of golf, but I never really played it, because that wasn't what we did in College Park. We ain't play no golf. Well, once I got to high school and was able to work, my daddy told me, golf where the money at. So I didn't listen. I listened to him, but I didn't really understand what he was saying then. So I just went and got me a job at a golf course. So I was working at Lakeside Golf Course. I was 15 years old. And then I started working at Piedmont Driving Club, caddying. So I had two jobs. So I was a card attendant, and I was caddying at a different golf course.
Okay.
And when I was caddying, it was straight cash money. And I was loving that. I'm like, ooh, I was just doing Saturday and Sunday caddying, and I was working during the week as a card attendant. So another golf course opened up, Wolf Creek. Then I had three jobs. All of them was at the golf course. I was a card attendant at Lakeside. I was caddying at Piedmont Driving Club, and I was a card attendant at Wolf Creek. So I'm just grinding, getting in money. I'm literally hustling. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trapping this golf. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting money with this golf. Yeah. And end up going to college on a golf scholarship.
Wow.
So I'm trapping this golf. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
School, free of charge, off golf. And once I graduated, I jumped right back into school and got my master's. So I was a school teacher. I majored in secondary education. I got a minor in business administration. So as soon as I graduated May 13, 2010, and I was in grad school June 6, 2010. I ain't take no time. I'll jump straight into the summer session, and I'll start working on my master's. And then after I got through with that, I went back to try to play a little bit of pro golf, kind of struggled. And then the opportunity for me to caddy came up, so I took it.
How soon? But I want to touch on a couple of things real quick. Interesting points you made about how you've been grinding and working at certain things your whole life to get to where you are right now at this moment. I want to know, how long have you been a caddy? Because you talked about your journey of trying professional golf and then becoming a caddy. How did that come about?
So I caddied when I was in high school, and then I never really thought about playing pro golf. Nobody around me was playing pro golf. I didn't even know, like, when I was playing golf in college, I never thought about playing pro golf. I never had nobody to push me, or no structure, or no swing coaches, or none of that. I was just trying to get out of College Park, get out the hood, and get me this piece of paper, because no male in my family had went to college. So I was the first one. So I was just trying to get that piece of paper. I was like, shit, I just want to graduate. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever in my family and graduated from college. No male. Now, girls in my family, they do well. But all the boys, they fall into that trap.
Yeah. That trap. The jail.
And, yeah.
Too many kids, too many women, by too many women. Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I just want to get up out of school. And I went to college in Louisiana. I didn't know nobody down there. I went at 18 years old, as far as I can get away from Atlanta, that I didn't have to pay for college. I had other golf scholarships. I had some football scholarships. I just got tired of playing football. I played football from when I was 5 until 18 every year. And then I started loving that game of golf, you know, really loving it. And then I ain't have to do all them workouts and running. I'm like, man, I'm at chilling, man. I'm finna play this golf. And I can go to college and play and won't have to pay. It's a no-brainer for me. I'm going to play this golf. Yeah. But still, I was just using the golf to get that piece of paper.
Yeah.
But on the other side, I just wish I had some more guidance to be like, man, you know you can go pro in this. You know, you always knew you can go pro in football and basketball and baseball, but nobody told me I could go pro in golf. Mm-hmm. You know, and I ain't think about going pro in golf until my senior year, second semester. My coach was like, what you gonna do after you graduate? I'm like, I don't know, I gotta go teach. He was like, you ain't gonna take it to the next level and go play? I like, coach, you think I can play professional? He was like, you're All-American and you won 4 times in college. You don't think you can go play? Like, man, I never even thought about it, coach. You know? Yeah. And so once he told me that, I went and played in a couple Adams Tour events that they had locally in Louisiana and Alexandria. And I played well. And then I thought I was like, oh, man, I can really do this. And then I played some Hooter Tour events and tried to do some web.com Monday qualifiers. And then I was like, damn, these guys good. And they got coaches. They got these coaches with them. They got their trainers with them. And I'm just out here, you know, by myself. I'm like, yeah. So kind of behind the 8 ball, never really had the money. So while I was teaching, I was just saving my money, and I call in sick on Wednesday, be like, man, I'm sick. So I could play in the tournament Thursday and Friday.
Wow. Man, that's, like I said, totally interesting story. I think it's interesting when I'm hearing about young black men that played golf and became successful and did it at a professional level. I said, I think it's something that a lot of people need to hear. And, you know, and it sounds like earlier you mentioned you've been trapping all your life, and that's leading you to other things in your life too. Let's talk for a moment about the clothing line that you have and what that represents and how that, you know, how did you come up with that name?
So, like I said, I've been trapping this golf all my life. You know, when your first job is at a golf course, that's how you first start getting money. I was getting it with golf. All my jobs up until I start becoming a teacher, all was in the golf industry. Okay. You know, so that's what I mean by I'm trapping this golf. So that's how the name came up, Trap Golf. So by me being a teacher, I could see what captivate the youth, you know, and they gravitate toward the trapper. They gravitate toward the drug dealer or the hustler that they see with all the cars and the clothes and the girls. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's what they gravitate to. Yes. So that's why I came up with the clothing line Trap Golf. So when they hear that word trap, that's gonna catch their attention. And then that Trap Golf, so then they're gonna start looking at it and they're gonna be like, damn, them Trap Golf boys, they doing the same thing that these boys over here doing. But these boys on the Trap Golf, they ain't going to jail. Yeah. They ain't getting locked up. They ain't getting shot at. And the ones that's right there on the fence, they can go to them streets or can come to this golf course. Those are the ones we want to catch. Come and trap this golf. You can get money with this golf. It's an $82 billion industry every year.
Wow.
And there's not enough blacks in it. And you don't necessarily have to be a professional golfer. You can be an instructor. You can be a club builder. You can be a head golf professional. You can work on the agronomy side of the golf. You know what I'm saying? Where you cutting the grass, where you are dealing with the landscape of the golf course. You can either develop the golf ball, you know what I'm saying? Go into the engineering side of it. It's so many avenues in golf that I feel like blacks are not, they not
taking advantage of it.
Yeah, because they don't know about it.
Because like you grew up in Atlanta. I grew up in Detroit. in Detroit, kind of city's kind of mirror. We had a lot of black leadership, right? So in Detroit, we have several golf courses, but we also thought about golf. How expensive is it to play golf? So, you know, I think that kind of impacts a lot of, and detours parents from, they don't know anything about it because their parents didn't introduce them to it either. And it kind of hurts, it stops that opportunity from taking place sometimes.
Right. It certainly does, because golf is so expensive. You paying, depending on the golf course, you paying $40-$50 every time you play. Inner city family can't afford that, especially if that kid loves to play golf and
True.
really want to get good and go and play, you know, 4 or 5 times a week. Where they gonna come up with $300-$400, and that's just to play for the week. Now you still have to get your golf shoes, your golf clubs, and they way more expensive than some football cleats or some basketball shoes, or basketball and a football. You know what I'm saying? People spend hundreds and maybe even thousands on a set of golf clubs.
Exactly.
You know, so that puts us at a distance right there. So we just haven't been exposed to the game of golf like other races.
No, they haven't. But you know, the financial, you know, the social economics always impacts what happens to young, you know, black people in urban areas, especially. It could be, you know, and when you get to looking at the suburban areas or rural areas, that's a whole different ball game in itself. It just may not exist near them.
Right.
So I think, you know, the game of golf, you've definitely been blessed and fortunate to talk about some of the things you accomplished and experience some of the things you experienced in life.
Also, the relationships that I made through this game of golf is unreal. Like, literally unreal.
They always say the business is done on the golf course. Exactly.
Yeah, by the time you get to that meeting, when they have the company meeting and telling you about this stuff, they already talked about it on the golf course, on how it's gonna go and what we're gonna say. They just tell y'all about it then, but the decision is already made on the golf course. Even with lawyers and judges. I remember I was in college and one of my boys, he ended up catching a murder charge. I was in Atlanta at birthday bash, and my boys called me. They was like, "Man, where you at?" I said, "I'm in Atlanta." They were like, "Man, police just picked Mac up." And they said he on a murder charge. I'm like, "A murder charge?" I'm like, "How? What happened?" They was like, "Man, he was at the club and say he shot somebody, but a whole lot of people were shooting at him." I was like, "Man, something ain't adding up," you know. So I end up flying back to Baton Rouge. And then once I got on campus, I started asking folks, "Man, you was at the club Saturday? Man, what happened?" You know, and they were running everything down to me. And I was like, they had him on premeditated second-degree murder. So on the affidavit said that he left out of the club, went and got a gun, came back in the club and shot somebody. Wow. But he didn't. He already had his gun on him, and he was walking, and some guys rushed him, tried to jump him. So he pulled his gun out and started shooting. And when he went outside, it was people already waiting on him outside. It was like a setup. It was already people waiting on him. They had like AKs, AR-15s, started dumping on him. He ran to the middle of the street. He saw some police at Popeyes and sprinted to Popeyes and put the gun on the hood and put his hands up and said, "Man, people trying to kill me," you know. And so they took him to jail. And that helped him out, that he went straight to the police. But his lawyer, when I was talking with his lawyer, he was like, "Yeah, me and the judge name was Chip Moore. He was like, me and the judge, we play golf together. And I play golf with the DA's husband. So we play every Saturday. So when we play Saturday, I'll talk to him and we'll try to get a bond reduction, and I get where the DA won't oppose it." I was like, all right, his bond was $375,000. After he sat in there 30 days, Then his bond dropped down to, I think, 10,000. We paid 8,200 to get him out.
Okay.
Because they was networking on the golf course. He was like, when I play on the golf course Saturday, I'm playing with the judge and I'm playing with the DA's husband. So that's how we'll figure this thing on out. I'm like, that's right.
And look, that's priceless. What you giving them, that's priceless. Because who would think that, for the average young person, who would think that everything is happening on the golf course like that?
Everything's on the golf course.
They would have no idea about it. And I love the name too, Trap Golf, and you got to keep pushing this, and, you definitely got to keep this product rolling out. Where can people buy Trap Golf at?
They can go to trapgolf.com. We're e-commerce. We only online. And I think that's helping us because of COVID. So more people sitting at home and playing on their phone. And then Instagram, we had Trap Golf Official. And our sales went through the roof. Like we've been working on this company for a while, but we just launched it officially like in June. And man, it's been going through the roof. And what helped was we came in second in Reno, and I had my Trap Golf hat on, so the cameras is always on us, and we was mic'd up. We was mic'd up on Friday, and we was mic'd up on Sunday. Okay. So I got everybody out here on the PGA Tour getting trappy. That's what we say, get trappy, stay trappy. You know what I'm saying?
What, man, that's beautiful. So, yeah. Because we know everybody on the tour don't look like me and you, so that's beautiful.
Yeah, they rocking with me, man. They rocking.
That's beautiful. Man, that's a beautiful thing. Trap.
I also got the hottest producer in the music industry, Hanky. That's one of my partners. We went to Southern together, and with me and him, we used to throw house parties together. Yeah. We used to call them the A-Town House Party. We used to charge people to get in, charge dudes to get in. We charged dudes $3, all the girls free. And I used to fly home to Atlanta and go to Discount Mall and get these CDs that was already mixed up from Big Oom. Mm-hmm. I bring them back, and we had like this 6-disc changer. You know how you put it in there once the CD done, it'll change the next one. Man, we had that with these big old speakers. They already mixed down with all the tightest songs, all the Lil Jon crunk songs. Man, we had them parties so live. I mean, so many people would be in that little house having a blast.
So you were killing them, and this was at Southern?
Yeah, this was at Southern. And now my boy, he's a producer. He produced Living My Best Life, Smile Bitch with Lil Duval. He got this new song out with Casey Lee called My Love. He produced that Walk Around the Club for Everybody. Who?
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? He produced that California with T.I. Young Dolph. He got a lot of stuff, man.
I've heard his name before. Definitely. Yeah, because it's a lot of producers we work with, and a lot of people we still work with on the music side in Atlanta too. So I definitely heard it.
A couple days, our sales went up too because he took a photo shoot and had the Trap Golf hoodie on.
Wow.
And posted it on his Instagram. He got like 30,000 followers, and I was on the
Wait a minute. You say he got 30,000 followers for posting the Trap Golf?
No, he already had 30,000. But I'm saying, by posting it, his fans, the people who follow him, start looking at it like, "Where's this Trap Golf?" And then on the golf course, and I got like 3 sales back to back that pop up. I'm like, "What is this? What is going on?" Then 4 or 5 more came through. I'm like, what the hell going on? And golf course, I started, strolling through social media and saw that he had posted it. I was like, that's why, Corian just posted it on his Instagram, and people want to know what it is.
Make sure you send us something. I definitely, I email you our office address. Yeah, make sure you send us something. We would love to repost it, man. I think it's, like I said, I think it's beautiful when I see
man.
something
If you
like
can go
this.
website now, man, and check it out. We got some dope stuff, man. And we always changing it up because like I got 2 other guys that I work with.
Okay.
One is my artist. His name is Aaron Munn. He's the artist, so he comes up with all of the designs. And my other guy is Roger Steele. He does all my media content. And by me having that artist, he's a teacher too. He's an art teacher. So we got that in common. And you know, he don't like having the same thing. An artist don't like to keep saying the same thing. So he likes switching it up. And I like switching it up. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to stay stagnant. Just keep switching it up, keep bringing something new. And that's how we can get that youth, get more of the youth into the golf. And we get more of them into the golf, we have more on the PGA Tour. But we also trying to develop some of the guys who playing professional golf now, black professional golfers. I helped them out. Like yesterday, I played with JP Thornton. He won the Advocates Tour event this year. He played at Texas Southern. So he played at Texas Southern when I was at Southern. So me and him, we used to play a lot against each other. And he lived in Houston. We down here for the Houston Open. So he was like, man, come on, let's get this work. So me and him, we played yesterday. He wanted to ask me some things, how he should play these different shots, what should he do in this situation? Because next week he playing the Nevada Open.
Oh, he's playing in Dubai?
No, Nevada.
Oh, Nevada. Okay, Nevada. Okay. That's so. Is that PGA event?
No, that's just I guess a local event.
Okay.
It's the Open, the state open.
So it's like a qualifying event?
No, it's not a qualifying. It's you pay your money and you play in the Open.
So typically, is there any prize money that comes along with if you win?
Prize money. It's just like the Detroit Open or the Georgia Open. It's the state. So it might cost you $500 entry fee or $400 entry fee, but winner, if you win it, you might get $35,000.
Okay, that's not bad then. That's not bad at all.
Yeah. But you just got to go win. If you don't win, you got to make the cut, and then if you make the cut, depending on where you fall on, is how much money you'll get. The better you play, the more money you get.
Yeah. So what's usually the cut? Top 10, top 5?
No, I think in those tournaments it's probably like the top 50.
The top 50 is the cut. Okay.
Yeah. So they might have 170 golfers, 180 golfers, and top 50, top 55 in ties make the cut.
And typically in like one of the Open tournaments. So let's say you said we talked about what somebody would make at the top 35. What would somebody make at the bottom of the cut?
It all depends on the purse. So if we're using the PGA Tour, for instance, they playing for $7 million every week.
Yeah.
You come in last place out here on the PGA Tour, you're probably gonna make about $14,000.
About 14,000. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's for a 2-3 day tournament, right?
No, that's for a 4-day tournament.
A 4-day tournament. Okay.
You have made the cut. So on the PGA Tour, you start off with 155, 156 guys, and then all of those guys play Thursday and Friday. And Friday they make a cut to the top 65 in ties.
Okay.
And once that cut, then you in the money. If you don't make the cut, then you just lost money.
Wow.
So once you make the cut, then you play Saturday and Sunday, and try to play as well as you can to make the most money you can.
Yeah. Don't sound like a bad job, man.
Man, as a caddy, you get a salary every week, and you get a percentage of whatever your player makes.
Wow.
So the better he plays, the more money you make.
Wow.
So if you have a good player, a good consistent player, you can really make a lot of money. But if you have a player that's not making a lot of cuts, then you can end up losing money.
So, all right, so you in your role of being a caddy, are you almost, kind of like a coach or a counsel to some of these golfers, or You know, what kind of role do you play?
All of it. As a caddy, you do everything. You're a psychologist. Uh, you're a doctor. You're a parent. You're a trainer. You're a swing coach. You're a motivator.
Mm-hmm.
You're a friend. Like, cause it's just you and him. Especially when y'all on the road for say 6 weeks in a row. You know. Taking my player, for instance, he's a real cool guy, but sometimes he get a little down, and I got to coach him up. You know what I'm saying? Another guy I used to caddy for, I had to be like his psychology coach. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, stop thinking about this. This where your head need to be. Mm-hmm. You know, he had little girl problems. I'm like, he'll talk to me about that. I'm listening to this. I'm like counseling. You know, look, brother, you don't need to be dealing with her because this causing too much confusion while you're on the golf course. You thinking about this and this. And so a role of a caddy is you do a lot, man. But you got to know how much to do without doing too much, you know. So you got to, it's a give and take, and it all depends on your player as well. Some players need a lot, and some players don't need a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the hardest part of the job?
Hardest part, well, I would say the hardest part before I got married, the hardest part was when it has the potential to rain.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You got so much stuff in the bag, you know, extra socks, gloves, towels. You got the umbrella, his rain gear, my rain gear. And that bag be heavy as hell. So I would say that's probably one of the worst parts when you got all that stuff in the bag. You're not playing well. So you carrying this heavy ass bag around and you not playing good. So you're in a bad mood. So that's probably like the hardest part. But right now, since I've been married and have my son, the hardest part is the travel, being away from him. You know what I'm saying? Because I miss my little man. And sometimes I be gone 6 weeks at a time. I come back home. He act like he don't know who I am. Bye.
Hey, well, hey.
Caddying can be tough, especially when you don't have it going. When you're not playing well, and to try to keep your player motivated to keep, you know, come on, don't give up. It's easy to give up in golf, but just keep on fighting. You know, I think that's the hardest part, to try to get your player when he don't have it, to just keep on fighting, and all they need to see is one putt or one shot, hit one good shot to see one good putt go in, and then they can get on the road. Yeah. But sometimes, you know, with golf, you just can't get it in the hole some days, or you just can't swing it the way you know you can some days. You know, it's a fine line between when you own in golf and when you off.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like sports, period. Like, you know, I played college basketball. I played at Pine Bluff, UAPB.
Okay, swag.
Yeah, swag. Yeah. So, you know, it's like, you know, any sport, you off sometimes, you off. It's a bad day. It's a bad day. You try to make up for it as much as you can doing something else. Maybe, you know, hey, I can't drive the ball good. Maybe you might be putting great, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I definitely understand that. And sports definitely involves a lot of psychology. A ton of it. Yeah. You got anything you want to share with everybody today before we wrap up?
Go to trapgolf.com and shop with us, you know?
Y'all heard it. Go to trapgolf.com and shop with them. Supporting and shop with them. Matter of fact, I'm going to go there now and check out something too. So go there now. I definitely want one of those hats. The hat that you have on, I want that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this was the first hat that most people saw on TV. It was green, though. So it was green with the Trap Golf on it. Everybody wanted it. we brought it out. We had got like 100 of these hats. We put them online, and it was like less than 24 hours they was gone.
Wow.
And I said the same thing. I was like, bro, how are all those hats we just got gone that quick?
Gone, out of here. Wow.
And so we was like, well, we ain't gonna bring them back right now. We're gonna change the color to this blue. We're gonna rock the blue. And try to get up on TV and get everybody to try to get these blue ones. And then we'll come with something else. You know, we just switch it up.
Yeah, keep switching it up. Yeah. But I love the hat, though. I got to get one. So that's what I got to get. I got to get one. I'm a hat guy. I always support my own. One guy, they designed this hat called Run Mine. It's like a mine, and he's mining.
Okay.
And in the back, it says Run Mine.
Okay.
So I love my hats. So
yeah, me too. I'm real old school with it too. So I looked at a lot of the caddies back in the day who used to caddy, like at Augusta and stuff, and they had the high crown hats. I'm talking about brothers, the black caddies. They had the high crown hats. I said, man, I'm a caddy. I'm coming with that high crown like that. So this right here is called the Trap Golf Caddy hat. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I like that. That's hot, man. Hey, but we want to thank you for coming on Detroit Radio today and sharing your vision and what you're doing and the things you've done and accomplished in life, because, you know, it's a story. I think, you know, you definitely need to keep sharing that story. Hopefully someday you put it in book form and keep sharing it with people, too.
Oh, we might have to go ahead and get the book going. Oh,
you know, might be a good one to go with. Well, thank you for tuning in to Detroit Radio.